I think Carmelita, if I have to say top 10 nicest people I've ever met in my life, you're very, very close to number 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, you're so kind.
Sure. We adore you.
Mm. And you know,
love fest.
It is.
It's like a big love fest between the two of you.
Well, we met under the most tragic conditions. I mean, Carmelita, you know, one of the reasons I wanted to do this interview, because we've been speaking about this for a while, is how important it is to get Carmelita's message out, particularly at times like this. There's so many things going on. But the work Carmelita, you know, has been doing, and, you know, through her strength and her conviction, I mean, you know, Carmelita's like a machine. When she decides to do something, nothing stands in her way. We've been talking for a while about getting her message out more. I mean, Carmelita can say more than I can, and I just wanted, you know, people to listen to her incredible story, what she's doing, what help she needs, and really to get the message out there, because it's really, really important. We were talking about this the other day.
Carmelita, it's so obvious, and I told you, Simon talks about you all the time. He adores you. So to have Simon's love and support, what does that mean to you?
It means the world, in a sense of, if I can, when all of this started, you know, when I lost Brandon, of course, it put me in a dark place, in a space, because that was my baby boy. And I actually, in the case of Simon, AGT had sent, they sent me some flowers, which were beautiful. And of course, I welcomed them. But the backup behind that was I got flowers sent to me by Simon himself. And then it followed up with a personal phone call. So where everyone in the house was, that's Simon Cowell. And I was like, but that was really kind of someone to take the time out of his busy day to call me. You know, I'm just little old me. He's Simon Cowell. But he was on the phone, he was kind, he was sweet, and he was gentle. And he invited me out to California. And that was the only reason I went, because he invited me. And that is the truth. You know, the network did, but because I wanted to meet him in his face and to thank him in his face. But when I met him, the energy in the room was nothing but extended arms, tears, and I felt comfortable. And I started to explain to him, I've been sitting up all night. This is what's coming to me with regards to my baby. And he said, his exact words were, let's make it happen. And it gave me what I needed at the time, just to go on nonstop. And today we're here. And people chuckle because I often go, well, Simon said, no pun intended, but Simon said. And I moved. I did exactly what he said to do. And it's been a blessing. He's been my support. He's enveloped my family, taken us in. He's genuinely done so. And it's not a time that I haven't needed him. He hasn't risen to an occasion. He's a man of his word. Yeah. That says a lot.
And I know Simon and Lauren have welcomed you into their family. You've been to visit them. He's just invited you going back. And let's talk about honoring Brandon's legacy and what the two of you are doing with this memorial fund. Can you tell me about it? Because I know there's 4 different tiers as well, isn't there?
That's true. And so Simon, when he told me to, you know, make it happen, came home, pushed through, and was trying to encapsulate all of who Brandon was and is, if you will. And that's, he was a giver. He loved what he did. Of course, he was a doctor. But the areas of life that Brandon wanted to reach out to, and what he did reach out to, was like the education, medicine, the arts. in the actual community. And Simon agreed, and we've been rolling, and we happen to have found ourselves in the midst of the biggest project coming off in the beginning, which is a simulation lab named after him at the hospital where he was a resident here in Virginia.
That's amazing.
It is.
And tell me, how can our viewers help with the fund, like raising more funds for the simulation lab? Tell us what we can do to help.
What we can do is just let's continue to just pray, because right in the midst of COVID, you know, that set back people for a lot of reasons. And how timely will the sim lab be? You rather have your doctors and your nurses and all physicians, which the simulation lab will help, come together and just across the world and have people there, your frontline services, and they can just go through. We partnered with Riverside Hospital. Let me digress. I met Simon in August of 2017. This is how quick it happened. In 2017, and in October, we were unveiling the foundation and partnering with Riverside Hospital at the same time, who made the call. So it was just happening so fast. And now here we go, fast forward in 3 years, we're going to have a grand opening. Same day, tentatively, right? I get excited about that. Tentatively, October 29th, a day before Brandon's birthday. And it's going to be opened up to the world. But right now, in the meantime, people can still donate, because, you know, the sim lab won't end. We don't want it to end. We don't want this to be a pay it forward for a momentary project. We want it to keep going on, because being kind, helping someone, I think it's a win-win. And there's no small amount, no big amount. It's just your heart and giving. And that's what it was all about, right? You know.
I mean, Kai always said Carmelita can talk much better than I can about what she does. But what I can say is that Carmelita is a doer. When she sets her mind to do something, she's done it. The fact that you've been able to do something.
Do this.
The bond you two have is incredible. You've obviously become very close. Carmelita, I can see how proud Simon is of everything you've achieved in the last 3 years. You really are wonderful.
So is he. He's been a lifeline in all of this. All of the
Now, what I was going to say is that what Carmelita has done under the most tragic circumstances is remarkable. And the most important thing, and I know that you're going to put the details up on the site, Terry, is just take a look at what Carmelita has done. As Carmelita says, there's no amount which is too small, no amount which is too large. But every penny that's donated is going to the most incredible cause, honoring what Brandon was all about. In the short space of time I got to know him, he was a remarkable, remarkable person. And the fact that Carmelita's been able to do this under these circumstances, and it's not nice to do it alone. Anyone who joins in on this and can contribute in any way is going to make a huge difference here.
Simon, how proud are you of Carmelita and just all of this that she's achieved in 3 years? It's remarkable.
I can say, you know, as a parent, you know, it's the worst thing you could ever imagine. But what Carmelita's done, we talk about this a lot, is that we always say he's still watching. Like I said, we had this immediate connection, our families, when we first met. So to be able to, you know, help things going, but, you know, like I said, the reality is, you know, Carmelita needs help. I know this is a very difficult time for lots of people, but just look at what Carmelita's achieved, you know, in a very, very short period of time. and try and be a part of this, because we want more people to know about it. And it's not going to end here. You know, I've made a commitment that I'm always going to be a part of it. But like I always say, it's not just the money, it's the awareness which is important. And it is so important to see what Carmelita and her team have achieved in such a short period of time. It's remarkable.
Carmelita, I feel so blessed to get to talk to the two of you together. Anything we can do to help you and your family here at Extra, you know that we're here for you. But we send you our love, and even now, Brandon's continuing to change the world.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You couldn't have put it better. And he was a wonderful, wonderful person.
He was. He was. And he would love this. Mommy talking to Simon.
And you never would have imagined that you two would have become best friends.
Never. Never. Well, you know.
I said to Carmelita when we first met, look, unfortunately, you are stuck with me for life now, so that's just the way.
He did. And now he's stuck with me for life.
Yep, I'm very happy with that.
Okay.
Carmelita, is there anything else about the foundation you want to say?
That it's going to, I do just want everybody to just know it's the core of who Brandon was. And my desire is when they walk in, when the physicians and the residents go in and they're doing their training and all the medical field, they get a sense of who he was, and then they'll be able to do this training and be better doctors, better nurses. Especially again in times like this when we have these viruses and diseases arising and there are no cures, and you can have people that's just been educated on the background just by simulating and can go out and pay it forward, you know, to just do better. I've always said this, you know, it doesn't cost anything to be kind, but when you meet kind and open your arms and heart enough, right, to receive it, it's a good thing. It's good, and all we're asking is just to pay it forward so we can just make the whole world just a better place, just a little bit better, one day at a time. And that was my son.
Hear him.
I couldn't say it better. Just we all need to be kinder to each other.
Pay it forward.
Thank you for watching. If you want more Extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.